Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we have an interesting topic to explore, which is comparing salary for nurses in the US and in the UK. So if you find this video interesting or if you find it helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button or give a thumbs up. So let's get started. Ever wondered how salary for nurses differ in the US and in the UK? Well, I'll be breaking it down for you. Well, let's kick things off by comparing the average salary for both countries. In the UK, the average is like £37,000, which is around $47,000 a year. And in the US, it's among the 50 states, the average for 2023 is like $89,000. Um, of course, there are a lot of factors that would um, kick in, like years of experience, specialization, things like that. And I know there is a huge difference between UK and the US. I'm just putting it out there. Um, if you're someone in a dilemma, you're confused which country you want to practice, I hope this video helps, and make sure you do your own research. I mean, it's not all about salary. There are a lot of things you have to think about, like cost of living, work and life balance, which has better healthcare. So it's really up to you. So that's it. Let's start off. I'll be showing you my actual pay stub when I started working in the UK in 2017. Here you go.
I was already 5 years with the NHS when I had this pay, so meaning I was at the top of the bracket for Band 5 registered nurse. My rate was £16 an hour, and I think my annual salary was like £31,500. So on the left side, you can see we get the night duty enhancement, which is the night differential. I think that's around 30%. Same with Saturday enhancement. So we do get weekend differential in the UK. And Sunday, I think, is a lot more. I think it's about 60%. On the right side, you have your deductions. Payee is the tax, NI, national insurance, and the NHS pension, which is 9.3%, and Unison, which is I joined a union, so they take out a small amount from my paycheck. So my gross pay is £2,940, and then you subtract all the deductions. I receive a net pay of £2,043 every month. Now, if you pick up an extra shift, would your pay be higher or just the same as what you normally get? So in the UK, if you do like extra shifts, you get the same rate. So if it's just 16 per hour, you only get 16 per hour. Plus, then if you do nights, then you get the night differential. If you do Sunday night, then you get more because you also get the Sunday enhancement.
I'm not up to date to what's been happening in the UK, but I know they've had an increase of like 3% in their base pay. So I'll show you a table, and I know they're wanting to increase to like 5% this 2024. So just to give you an idea of the average annual salary for Band 5 nurses.
So this is the increase in salary for Band 5 nurses in the UK. So as you can see on the left side, it would depend on the years of experience you have. So 0 to 2, you get 27,000, and this year it would increase to 28. If you have 2 to 4 years of experience, you get 29,180, and this year's going to increase to 30,639. And if you have 4 years and above as experience, you get 32 and 34 grand this year. So the only downside I'm seeing here is that no matter how long you stay in with NHS as a band 5, whether it's 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you still get the same amount as someone who only has like 4 or 5 years experience. So you don't get more than that unless you jump up to another band like band 6 or band 7, then your salary will then increase to the higher bracket. But if you stay as a band 5 nurse, then that's it. Yeah, so that is all for this table.
So now let me show you my pay stub when I moved to the US. So I started with an agency. They actually paid for my IELTS, my NCLEX, my visa screen, my plane ticket, the visa processing, blah, blah, blah. So they paid for all of that. So the rate they gave me was much lower than the standard here in San Diego. So I'm in California, by the way. So I started with $40 an hour. So let me show you my actual pay stub.
So this is my pay stub when I worked under an agency here in the US. So as you can see, my rate is $40 an hour. I do a total of 36 hours in a week, and this is my pay every week. So they give weekly payouts. So I get 1,440, then minus all the deductions, which are a lot. We do have a lot of taxes here in California. We have the federal income tax, Social Security, Medicare, California state income tax, and California SDI. I think that's disability. And then other deductions, you have the 401k. Now, what is that 401k? That's a retirement plan which is managed by your employer. So basically, you put money into the 401k where it can be invested and potentially like grow over time. So you just decide on how much percentage of your income you want to put in, and your employer will be matching how much you give. So which is good, at least by the time you retire, you have some savings. Okay, so as you can see, I do not have any night differential or any weekend enhancement. So what I get is just $40 an hour, regardless if I work days or nights, Sunday, Saturday. Yeah, it's the same. So my net pay is like $1,014. Multiply it by 4, so I get roughly like $4,000 every month. Now, if I want to pick up an extra shift, would my rate would be the same? No. If I do more than 40 hours a week, that excess, I'll get paid time and a half. So if I do an extra 12-hour shift, so the first 4 hours, I'll still get the $40 an hour, but the remaining 8 hours, I'll get 60 an hour, which is time and a half of what I normally get, which is good money.
So after 9 months, I decided to buy out my contract. So I actually paid them like 25 grand. Whew, that's a lot of money, I know. But it just gives you a lot of freedom. I mean, I was thinking to myself, I couldn't be stuck with them for 3 years with just $40 an hour. I know I might sound ungrateful, but I am grateful. But if there are, better opportunities, then why not, right? So I was actually offered almost double the rate than what I was getting. So now I'm still doing med surge tele. I have like 4 patients a night, and I get my base pay is like 69 an hour, and I do get a night differential of like 6 point something. So my total pay now is, I think, 76.5, which is I'm so happy about. So let me show you my payslip. Payslip. Blah.
So this is my payslip last November. We do get paid every 2 weeks. So on the left side, you can see the shift differential, which is the night enhancement, which is $6.93 an hour. Regular hours, I did 76 hours for those 2 weeks. So it's supposed to be, because I only do like 36 hours a week, times 2, so it should be 72. But since I did an extra 12-hour shift, you remember any hours you do more than 40, you get time and a half. So the first 4 hours they've included to my regular pay. That's why it's 72 plus 4, it's 76. And the extra 8 hours, I get paid time and a half. So that's under overtime. So time and a half is $107.87 an hour. So I get total of 862.96 for that. And on the right side, you all have your deductions, federal income tax, social security, the same. And I just have my medical insurance with them, so they also deduct it in my salary. So at the bottom, my total pay for those 2 weeks is 4,310. That's net minus all the taxes. If you are asking how much I get total for that one extra shift I did, I computed it for you. I got 1,224 for that one extra shift. And then you subtract the taxes, your take home is roughly around $800, which is not bad, which is really, really good. So, if you have the energy, if you have the time, just pick up 1 or 2 extra shifts a week, or in those 2 weeks, then imagine how much you'll get, right? And yeah.
So I'm just heating up some Jollibee. So I hope this video has been helpful in any way to any one of you who is like struggling or confused whether they want to work here or in the UK, or both countries are wonderful. I mean, it's just up to you where you, I told you before, do your own research. I do have another video comparing how work is in the UK versus the US and the cost of living, so you can find it in my previous videos. So if you want more content like this, let me know and give me suggestions on what you want me to cover next. So see you on my next video. Ta-ta!